Welcome back to Comics Experiment. We are officially back, supported by our Patreons and YouTube members.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's gonna be a little bit more freeform now that we're not beholden to advertisers.
Yeah, we were used to be on topic.
Yeah.
The whole time.
The whole episode, we were right on
Always
point.
on
yeah.
topic.
But we did just look up, and whoever's editing this can pull this up. This Liam Hemsworth as the he does. To me, it looks like a fat Geralt.
Wow, body shaming.
Yeah,
not
gee,
cool.
Benny, we're in 2024.
Yeah,
okay?
you can't.
Here's the
can't say
worst
that
part,
kind
though.
of stuff.
Liam Hemsworth is not fat.
No.
So that's funny that he just looks like when you put him side by side with Henry
Yeah,
Cavill.
you
like
can't
this.
really compare
Well, let's be
anyone
honest.
to Henry
Everybody
Cavill.
looks like garbage next to Henry Cavill. All right.
Even Henry Cavill looks kind of bad.
If you look at younger Henry Cavill compared to in his 40s Henry Cavill, he looks like a piece of shit.
Do you think
Can
that
I
he,
say
do
that
you think
since
that
we
when
don't
he
have a
put
sponsor?
on, yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Except- no,
just like we can
yeah.
finally
yeah,
we can finally drink on the show.
Yeah,
I mean, we
yeah,
did
'cause we
before,
never did that.
but now we're allowed to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, didn't we always used to do that?
yeah,
The change is when we no longer are beholden to the Rooster Teeth gods.
Yeah, but now we start it like this. Then the advertisers know about
That
it,
is true.
so
That's a
we
good
don't have
point.
to change
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're welcome.
I would drink if it wasn't 11 o'clock in the morning.
Day drinking, my brother.
I mean, it's 5 a.m. somewhere. you
Yeah, I
know?
mean,
Brother,
in England, we
day
just call
drink.
that drinking.
yeah, man.
we just call it drinking in the day.
We just call that a
Honestly-
Wednesday.
When I went to visit, it literally was. You want tea or beer? Have some beer.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a
And
better
literally
picture of
any
him.
time you
That's
can
the one I
change
saw.
drink.
Okay, this is a better picture.
Yeah, that's the one I
It's
saw.
still not great.
The other one is obviously somebody grabbing the worst
I think
set
I don't
photo.
know. This almost looks photoshopped though.
That one?
That one looks like it's his face photoshopped on Henry Cavill.
It looks more like
Which
it's
would
just
ex-
been
yeah.
airbrushed or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
That one looks worse than the one I saw.
But wait, you don't trust the website, The Gaming Bible?
I don't actually.
It's got
I
Bible
trust
in the name.
I trust nothing on the internet at this point. Honestly.
Oh, I've sworn
What do you
entirely off.
trust? Let me type it down so you no longer can trust.
Like if you believe the internet at any point, I don't know what to tell you.
So I'll go over what's exactly happening moving forward for Patreon YouTube memberships. The episodes
And
are
then I will correct him.
being filmed every
I
other
won't
week,
either way.
and then we'll be putting them up on Patreon and YouTube memberships. And then there's currently a debate about whether it's 2 weeks to a month of when it goes out onto the Absolutely channel.
I am a master debater.
And since Dan releases things on Absolutely, I don't think I'm going to win the debate.
just tell him, sure. Yeah, okay.
No,
He won't
I wanted
know,
to make sure that
and he
you
won't
guys
check it.
That's exactly true.
Like a year and a half will go by and he'll be like, wait.
Dan hasn't posted a video in 17 months, which is weird because I didn't give it to him until 13 months ago. No, I wanted to make it feel a little bit more special for the early access, and I feel like a month is a good distance for
Yeah.
that, whereas 2 weeks is a little more like, I can wait.
Yeah.
We have a bit of a it'll probably be a little bit faster with the D&D, and we're going to make a direct video explaining what's going on with D&D after we're done with this one. But that is also coming back as one of the Patreon YouTube membership plugged things. So
I didn't know it was coming back.
I told you last week.
Did you though?
I mean, we did.
We were drinking at the time.
We were actually, but
Yeah.
we announced it in November, and I told you last week while drinking.
that is accurate. Hey, by the way, we're doing D&D again. And I went, I'm gonna need more booze
Now it's going to be Dungeons and Ale and more ale.
and more.
ale, and more ale.
So since we've been gone, I think the last time we filmed was before I took the vacation to Greece.
I can't breathe for the first time.
That's just because of the weather. It was negative for. There was no temperature.
We almost
for
had to
3
cancel.
days.
We're going to go
I
over
had
what
pipe
we've read.
freeze.
But we almost
you?
canceled
Yeah.
today. Dan almost canceled today.
Yeah,
He got in a car accident yesterday.
I did.
Did you really?
Very, very minor.
Oh, okay.
But of course, the woman in front of me had to make
A huge deal.
had surgery 2 weeks ago, so clearly.
When
in
it was
hold on.
so you bumped.
So yes, her car perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Mine little crushed from her trailer hitch, but basically I was driving, slowing down, slow as like humanly possible,
Yeah.
but the
It's still
slush,
locked up. Yeah.
like I could not stop, so I started
why I
honking
don't
to be
brake
like,
when it snows.
I'm gonna hit you, like be aware.
You're like leaning out the window.
I'm picturing him like a Muppet.
But like it was the most ridiculous thing because of the fact that super tiny. I gave her my information, like it was all fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
called the
yeah.
non-emergency number.
Sure.
They're like, hey, yeah, we can't send anyone out.
Yeah,
We're on
yeah.
accident alert.
Yeah.
Like it's snow right now. We're not sending one out unless someone's injured. And I was like, would you mind saying this to this woman for
So
me?
she doesn't think you're like
Exactly.
trying to
Like
screw
I
her
wanted to be
over.
like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I'm gonna give this to you. You hear it from her.
All the information
Did
you
she
give her
also
is
not speak English? Because that would just
No,
add
no,
to
no.
the whole
She
situation.
spoke English. She spoke English. But she apparently said something to her that they were like, all right, we're going to send
Oh, okay.
ambulance, fire, and
Jesus.
police.
So you had
'Cause
everyone
that's
at your
what
disposal.
that's what they have to do.
Yeah,
like
no,
on
I know.
standard
Yeah,
procedure.
yeah, yeah.
And so, of course, I'm just kind of sitting there. All these people are showing up. And I'm like, she needed you guys to check, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do anything for
Yeah.
you guys? Because this is also the first time I've ever hit someone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've never been in an accident before.
Ever?
Never.
Oh, you
Like,
must have been shooken up.
Well, actually, sorry. The one time I was in an accident was in the car in high school, but she wasn't technically allowed to have other people in the high school, so I had to get out and take the bus home. Pretty sure I had a concussion.
You had to act like you weren't in the car
Yes.
at all.
Exactly. It was. It was one of those. I'm like, well, I'm like,
Drooling a little.
what direction? What bus do I take?
That explains Dan today.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
He didn't know it
Uh,
was brain
but
damage until 15 years later.
But it was. I like all of them were looking at him like, they literally came. Were you going 2 miles per hour? And I'm like, it was going.
Right, yeah, because you're like
literally-
looking at the damage, like
Yeah.
It was like it was quite literally one of those ones where I would have stopped just before them.
yeah.
yeah, if there wasn't
But
for the
just slightly
slush.
before.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. And so all of them, like even the paramedic was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like we're on accident alert and
Yeah.
you had us come out here for this. And I'm like,
I
don't
didn't have
ask
to come
me.
out here for anything.
Like,
That
I was
lady
gonna
right
do the thing.
there.
And
Yeah, yeah.
even the cop comes up to me and she's like, all right, I feel like you're going to be more likely to be able to do this stuff. So you're going to go online to the website. Need you to fill out the.
How
Oh,
old
the
was the
accident
woman?
report.
The
That you
other
hit?
person?
Yeah. Was she at least
Older
like
than me.
elderly?
Older than me.
104.
No.
We're talking
Remember,
like 40s,
remember
50s?
the lady at the end of the
No, no, no.
Titanic?
She was,
It was her.
$1 million gem.
I think she was born in like '88 because I had to get her
Oh,
license.
ancient,
in,
ancient. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with it.
yeah, with you.
Born in '88.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
ancient.
younger than me and Andy.
So ancient. I'm with you.
Yes, pretty much.
Andy, are you gonna freak out if I hit the back of your car?
Well, yeah.
Like,
I just.
Oh,
I'm-
be careful,
I'm
you
so
might
close
get
to
the
40
dust.
at that.
But yeah, I
I'll
was
just
just like,
shatter.
this is the most ridiculous thing because I'm just like, I'm kind of panicking because I'm like, this feels like one of those situations that they're gonna try and get the most out of this. But I'm actually kind of glad that she had the EMTs showed up. And I'm glad that all of them were very friendly to me and very frustrated at the situation.
yeah,
Because I can guarantee if I have to have any of those people come up and vouch for either party, they are all going to be like, no, this was ridiculous.
Yeah.
No way that this
they're
is.
they're gonna file a report on the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I put in the police report. I'm even going to be hitting up my insurance, sending them the pictures because I'm like, look, it's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
car. Hers, you can't even tell.
Right. Was it a truck or you said she had a trailer?
Now
hitch?
she's
No,
walking
she
around
had
with a full
like
neck
an
brace.
SUV.
Okay. Yeah. Full body brace. Just somebody wheels her in like the shine or what is it, Silence of the Lambs. Just like
But it was just one of those things that it was just like I didn't want to be on the road anyway.
Sure,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
Why were?
like,
Oh yeah, you told me you were running stuff to your girlfriend.
yeah, I needed to bring her stuff that she needed, and so I was like, the roads in Loveland were fine.
yeah.
Greeley is garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
There's a reason you've got a bad rep in this
And it's
state.
snow.
It was funny because
No,
because you said that, and my first reaction was you were like, today I don't know if I want to go in because of the roads. My first reaction is we've called off for less than this. The only
Yeah.
reason I was like check with Huey instead of just immediately going Dan doesn't want to show up is like wow we really haven't technically started doing this and we really should. So
Yeah.
what day would
I
we
was
do
definitely getting him to do it last week. Yeah, by the way, guys, the reason why you didn't get it last week, so Benny, the first week of January was like, we'll film next week. It's fine.
Well, we took the
We're
first
the
week
start-
off. We
yeah.
took the first week off. We were
Yes.
off. Yeah.
Benny's a great brother. Andy's birthday was on that
yeah,
week.
yeah, it was my birthday,
And so
yeah.
we get to it, and he goes, oh, crap, it's Andy's birthday. Okay, we're going to have to start next week.
We planned it for Thursday.
Which wasn't even actually my birthday though.
But he,
My
Friday
birthday
was, right?
Yeah, Friday was
Yeah.
my
he
birthday.
thought it was.
Yeah, but I was
No,
like,
I
oh,
know,
I'm gonna take
it's
the
not
days
that-
off.
No.
And Ben was like,
he was like, no big deal. We won't film. And I was like, I mean, it's like an hour. It's not a big deal. He's like, no, it's your birthday. Don't even worry about it.
No. You asked for Thursday, Friday off, and you've said that before. You
Yes.
don't mind showing up to film.
Yeah.
But when somebody asks for a day off, even though it's just an hour filming, I'm not a fan of making you drive the 30 minutes or so. I mean, you're 10 minutes
I
away.
live much farther away than I thought. I circle.
You live 10 minutes away, but you got to get
3
here. You
years.
got to get dressed. Putting on pants is a challenge.
I put on pants every day.
If it's your day off, I don't like having people come in at all.
That's fair.
So,
It
but
was
yeah, that was his birthday last week.
it was just funny though because it wasn't until like halfway through the week that he remembered.
Yeah.
No, I did. What reminded me that it was your birthday? Houston.
I was talking to you about it.
No, Houston reminded me before that. Houston
okay,
reminded me before
okay.
that, and that's why I hit you up asking if you wanted to go to Radizio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know it's the beginning of January, but I don't think about it unless somebody brings it up.
Yeah, it's-
Like you're not going to think about mine. Unless
I
somebody
still
brings
don't know when your birthday is.
You got it.
May?
Yeah, you got the month. You didn't get the day.
Yeah. It's May. Because my wife and Mother's Day is in March, or Mom's birthday is in March. So Ben's is.
I think the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. nice.
The only reason I know it, I've had to fill out a lot of documents for Benny.
The only people's birthday I know is now my wife's, obviously. My mom's, just because it's 2 days before Edith's.
Yeah.
So I kept getting them screwed up.
It's easy when you've got a
Yeah,
base point to work
Dan-
off.
And
of.
I remember
Dan made
Dad's
my
'cause
wife
it's
mad
Halloween.
at me because his is the day before Natalie's.
Nope.
See?
2 days after.
They're right next to each other, which throws me off.
Right.
Yeah. And the only other one I have memorized,
And he always gets you a present. He gets Natalie all together.
the only one I always know perfectly is our father's because it's
This
on
is Halloween. Yeah, it's the easiest one.
That is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
know
you just
my
send him a
sister's
pumpkin.
just because it's 6 months at like we're exact half birthdays.
Oh,
She's
okay.
February 4th. I'm August 4th.
Yeah. So, any particular comics you guys have read recently that you have been excited for?
No.
I make you read them all, so.
And I don't like any of them.
Come on, you said Beast World wasn't too bad.
Beast World is not terrible. The tie-ins are awful because they're the worst kind of tie-ins.
They are. Titans is the only one that it turned out to be actually
The
important.
worst
my
because
gosh.
it's like people are transforming into animals, so all the superheroes got to fight people transforming into animals. But it's like there was one. It was like John was teaming up with I can't even remember who it is, Dreamer.
Yep.
And they're like,
That one's
what's
pointless.
up with these animals? And it's like, wait a minute. In the Beast Wars book, John is in space fighting the thing and then comes to the Earth and fights against it. So why is he acting like he doesn't know what the hell is going on?
Hold on though. Is this supposed to be before? Because if I remember right, at the end of John's, he shows up and they're in the middle of Beast World. Is it supposed to be
Yeah,
then?
he missed all of Night Terrors. Yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is,
God.
in the Beast Wars book, all the heroes go up into space to fight against the
Yeah.
Necrospore,
Necrostar.
Okay.
and he's part of that group. And then Gar gets like loses his mind and basically starts trying to spore the Earth, for lack of a way to put it.
He's just spreading his seed.
So like,
Andy.
so
All
like
over the
John's
earth.
already involved. You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah.
saying? But then in the tie-in book, it's like, what's going
John's is
on?
pointless. Titans was good. Nightwings was really good.
Nightwing was good just because he fights Batman.
No.
Werewolf Batman.
Nightwing had a very specific in the Nightwing book.
Okay.
Because that was the Batman tie-in, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Nightwing book is John comes down and Damian's gone missing.
Still acts like he doesn't know what's going on.
He's still good.
Why is everybody looking like a puppy? What is happening?
John comes down, Damian's gone missing, so he asks for Nightwing's help to find him. And he's like, but you got to take care of the rest of the world. And Nightwing's like, for my brother, I'll ignore the world.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
So Nightwing and John go to an underground fighting arena where the
Of course they do. I mean, everybody in the world's becoming werewolves, but whatever, it's fine.
where they fight, and I don't know if you know the Dan will probably know the Easter egg in this one, but they fight Gale the Bear. Online, Gail Simone is known as the Bear.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
So they go.
Why?
I actually don't know where
she like
got
big
it.
and
hairy
I'm
man?
pretty-
I was
gonna say she
I'm
like
pretty
big
sure
and
it's
hairy?
because she likes bears.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's just
Oh,
Gale
okay.
the Bear.
All right.
That's funny.
And they find
She's
that
just
Damian
shockingly hairy.
and Damian has been turned into a kitten named Mr. Whiskers.
Of course.
And the Gale and Mr. Whiskers have to fight.
Yeah, see, you
And they
you
use-
explain this does not make me want to read this
And
at all.
they use it to introduce Nightwing's new villain that's coming after Beast World.
Of course.
Because that villain is the one
Gale
that
the Bear.
captured Mr. Whiskers Damian.
Sure.
And so then they have to prevent Damian from injuring Gale the Bear.
Right.
And then that's it. That's the tie-in.
That's
and then
dumb.
they get the thing out of Damian.
So, as I was saying, the Beast World book is not terrible. The tie-ins are god awful.
So Titans is
fair.
the only one that's actually like
And I
plays
haven't
into
read
the
them.
story. Well, Titans one is just before Beast World 4 because they clarified it in the latest issue.
Sure.
Nightwing went to the tower to see what's going on, and they end up fighting against Brother Eternity, which is the one that started the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
Is Tom Taylor writing this?
Yeah.
Yep. Hold on. The Titans is important.
It's weird. They
there's-
show up in every
and
book he
Nightwing?
does.
And my favorite part about it is that Nightwing turns into a fox. And everyone
Yeah, he
comments,
does.
of course he turned into a fox. And Flash Even's like, he couldn't be a cockroach or something.
Yeah, right.
But he's like a weirdly sexy fox. Is that weird? Is it weird that I think that? While he's like, he's still sexy. What is going on?
What the hell? So there was a post on Reddit about the Beast Worlds. Probably the best example of people just wanting to complain about things out of context.
Sure.
Because the post was, of course they make the young Arab boy turn into a cat. Talking about Damian Wayne.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And
I was
everyone
like,
in the
what
chat,
young
in the
Arab boy?
comments are just like, yeah, how dare they turn a hero into a beast during an event that everyone gets turned into a
Yeah,
beast
yeah.
called Beast World. But it was
It's
like
just
the
shocking Batman
perfect-
didn't become a bat.
I'm actually shocked about that. Yeah.
He did make him. They made him like a werewolf. And it's like, why wouldn't they just make him like man bat?
Actually, I kind of prefer he didn't, just so everyone else can make fun of the fact that he did not turn
That is
into a
true.
bat.
There's Damien as Mr. Whiskers.
Oh, I did see that cover, and it did not make me want to read it.
Oh, that one I actually thought was kind of hilarious. I'm a big fan of the Nightwing covers that are just popular memes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of those. Like, those are clever. That's clever. But I just thought it was hilarious that it was like people just want to complain.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like it's
That's the internet.
It's
Well,
Well,
that
so
goes all the way back to
miserable,
Night
like-
Terrors. Like everyone's like, Night Terrors is the worst thing I've ever read in DC. I'm like, you haven't read a lot of DC.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a great story, and the tie-ins do what tie-ins normally do.
it was not a good story.
Well, it's like-
it was
but-
not the worst thing I've
That's what
ever
I said, but
read.
there's
it started
definitely-
okay. It was a decent job. Should not have been marketed as an entire DC thing. Should
No.
have been a side
Yeah,
Dead
yeah,
Man.
The problem I had with it was that it's a top secret Deadman event,
Yeah.
and that it
Dead Batman.
halted the entire dawn of DC for 2 months.
Bad Dead-
That's
Bad
the problem
Deadman?
with it.
Bad Dead Man. Sounds better.
But anyway,
Dead
let's
Bat.
move over to Marvel. I know I've made you read it. The Fall of X stuff.
It's not terrible.
If you
Like-
only
like,
read Immortal, Uncanny.
the
Nightmares,
problem
yeah,
is it's
Nightcrawler's good.
Wildly unruly in terms of how to
It's
read
all
it.
over the place.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. In terms of how to read it, it is wildly like convoluted.
I
It's
don't-
not just like this is the main book, this is what is happening. Also, if you want to read like individual characters, they're over. No, it's
Right.
Yeah.
all over. The
I've got it
place.
narrowed down to just X-Men and Immortal X-Men are the important plots.
Right.
For now.
Well, no, they ended that. Now they're in the House of the Fall of X or the Fall of the House of X or something like that.
The Fall of the House of X sounds better than
Yeah, I
the
think
House
that's
of
what
the
it is.
Fall of X.
Well, no, then there's also like the Rise of the Powers of X.
fall.
There's the Rise of the Powers of X and the Fall of the House of X.
Yeah,
What-
that
what-
sounds better.
what they've gone
Okay,
into.
that works.
And I'm just gonna spoil it because you're gonna write it anyway, and he's not reading it anyway. It turns.
Dan doesn't know. Dan still thinks
They're
they're
going-
all in Krakoa.
I wanted to get your guys' opinion. They're going to Hitler, time
Sure.
travel Hitler baby,
Yeah.
Moira.
Okay.
It's now been decided that there's no timeline where the X-Men will retake Krakoa.
I
So
see.
it's been
Okay.
decided that they need to go back in time to before she was 13 and kill her. And I was talking to Rob from Comics Explained,
Give
and
her
I'm like,
the
they're
old-
gonna Hitler Moira.
Give her the old.
My biggest problem, honestly, with the fact that they're doing that is the fact of how many times we've had this same thing. Because we had
X-Force did it.
X-Force did it for Kid Apocalypse. Cosmic Ghost Rider did it with Thanos, and
Yep.
then went around with baby Thanos strapped to his chest.
That
well,
was awesome, though.
To be fair, though, and this isn't. I mean, I guess this is me defending it, but also hating it at the same time. For X-Men, the altering a tragic potential future is a very standard X-Men story.
It is.
since Days of Future Past.
And honestly,
Because everyone loves it.
yeah,
that is why when I picked it up and I saw time travel, I said no.
yeah. That's yeah.
I've been
Sins of
re-
Sinister's
like,
all time travel,
it is.
multiverse
The-
shit.
On Sins of Sinister burnt me out on time travel because it was one
and
of
that
those
was
ones
like
where
the
it was like,
weirdest version of time travel. They were like, "All right, this is 50 years in the future. Not a problem. That's issue 1. Issue 2, 500 years in the future." Issue 3, 1,000 years in the future. What happened in between? Don't worry, Matt.
But the thing that made that worse, the thing that made that worse though was the fact that they're like, is Storm gonna do something big in 100 years, 1,000 years? Storm's not here. I'm gonna guess she didn't.
Or she didn't. It really wasn't that important.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh. But
Also, Nightcrawler. There's a female Nightcrawler with Wolverine claws. Okay,
She
that
was cool.
Okay, that part was actually
the
pretty
only
cool.
cool thing that came out
And
of
Rasputin 4.
Rasputin 4. I will say the only good thing to come out of Sins of Sinister.
Oh,
I actually
Rasputin
did.
4.
I did like the Nightcrawlers.
They were cool. I like kind of.
Yeah.
I like, the
I
new
like
direction
Rasputin
for
4 though. Rasputin 4 is fun because even in the Fall of X, when she goes to the Fantastic Four house, she's like, "Give me the answers." Like, she's like, We're here to ask them for help.
I have no concept of social norms. I will now punch the thing.
Give me the answer. What are you talking about? That's not the answer.
I don't know the question.
Rasputin 4 has been a lot of fun.
Stop hitting me.
Oh my gosh.
I hope she stays around after Krakoa gets wiped from existence.
I hope so.
So how do you feel about, because I feel like this is my theory that we are at, because like Sal was like, they're not going to do it. And Rob's
Wipe out.
Dude.
wipe the whole Krakoa era out.
Yeah, they are.
And Rob's reaction was,
That's funny because Rob's a huge X-Men fan.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the idea of them getting rid of the Krakoa era.
I see. Okay.
Oh,
I think
hold on. Get rid of Krakoa or the Krakoa era, like saying
Era.
that entire thing.
It'll be
didn't
the era,
happen.
because the era happened because of Moira's powers.
So if they get rid of Moira, it never happens.
Okay.
Right.
But that would mean all
So
of
Axe wouldn't have happened.
I was going
which
to say
means
that would mean
anyone that
all
had
of
some-
Arakko is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mars is back to just
Mars-
being Mars.
Which means Iron Man never had his confrontation with Orcus.
Well, if you
We
think
don't
about
have
it,
anyone
Scarlet
else.
Witch is still running around semi-crazy.
Yeah, like
Well, it's funny because if you actually think about it, they've done a really good job of keeping Krakoa and the X-Men out of normal Marvel.
Well, they always do that.
Well, there's a couple little things, like Iron Man's the most egregious. Uncanny Avengers, but that's also like a separate thing. And Axe are the pretty much most egregious of the
Right.
in the rest of Marvel.
Yeah, yeah.
Because outside of that, no one mentions Krakoa.
Plus
Very
all those
much.
sweet Hellfire Gala outfits never happened.
But like that being said, it's also okay, but Miss Marvel would have
She's
stayed
still
dead
She's still yeah.
because she wouldn't have been able to come back because
Because
she
she would
wouldn't
have
have had the
still been
resurrection.
an Inhuman.
Exactly. Like we wouldn't have had the swap over because like she still died.
They'll probably
in
do
the
some bullshit
Spider-Man.
where like
Certain
Xavier
things.
will be like, "I will let everyone remember, so they know not to mess with the mutants, and everyone's character development will be good."
Because a lot of the character development for Krakoa has been good. Even
Yeah.
Wolverine learned to finally start trusting everyone until Beast betrayed him, and then he's like,
I was
"Ah!"
gonna say, and then he was like, "Krakoa is a paradise. No, you all are getting weak and soft, and Krakoa is the problem.
That's because Beast betrayed him of all people.
I now will go back to being Patch for a little while."
Did you read? We'll go to that in a minute, but did you read Sabretooth 4 yet?
No.
That's the one after the issues I told you to read.
I didn't read it. No.
Sabretooth is going through the multiverse, recruiting Sabretooths
Of course he
to
is.
kill Wolverine.
What? What is with Marvel and the
so-
multiverse based off a specific character?
Well, because
But
that's
here's the best part.
because
Kill Wolverine on his birthday.
well, obviously.
well, you know why
gonna
that
do
is,
it.
right?
You got to keep to that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's literally every single year they've had annuals.
Yeah.
It is a thing
With
that
Sabretooth.
every birthday, Wolverine or Sabretooth shows up to make his day a living hell.
Yeah.
But now he's doing it
Great
with a lot
But
of
seriously,
Sabretooth.
what is it with Marvel and
Like
characters?
Venomverse, Spider-Verse,
Yeah,
now
like
Sabreverse.
character-specific multiverses.
Honestly-
you know what I want is the Ironverse, which is everybody just has an Iron Man suit.
Love it.
Yep.
So Armor Wars?
Essentially. But no, it's like on a specific Earth, Tony was like, "I'm going to become the Punisher, but with a suit of armor,"
That'd be cool.
or he's a mutant, but with a suit of armor.
When you
okay.
said Punisher with suit of armor, I just went, so Master
So-
Chief.
well, no, because he became
War
War
Machine.
Machine for a little while. Then,
Oh, that's fair. That's
Let's see, what's another good one? With the mutant verse.
But
it's
what I
just
wanted to get at
everybody's a
with the
mutant.
whole thing is just what it boils down to is, will you miss Krakoa? Because obviously they're going to do it to line us back up with Westchester, the mansion. For the
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I said that I think when the Krakoa thing started, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna last forever. They're
No.
gonna go back to the
It-
normal X-Men stuff."
It was good until it became an imprint.
It basically has it.
Like that was the problem. Was it was good while like Krakoa was trying to set up and working with the different
I
countries.
would say even, like, the
and stuff like
Araco
that.
stuff was
Even the
good. It was
Araco,
solid,
because
yeah.
it was like humans, or the Hellfire Galas, because other people
The
showed
internet
up.
got super thirsty over Colossus for some reason.
Exactly.
Rock hard steel. Rock steel.
Wouldn't it be?
Hard steel.
I was gonna say, why would it be rock hard?
All right.
Hard steel.
Steel is harder
body.
than rock.
His abs are incredible. They're
There we
literally
go.
a
Yeah,
washboard.
Literally, you just stuffed it down there.
But anyway, after that, everything just became if it's X-Men, it's only X-Men. If it's not X-Men, we're not including X-Men except it's Miss Marvel because we need to make her an X-Men.
Or the Unity Squad.
Or that was the biggest problem, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I 100% think, yeah, you kind of got to get rid of it at this point. Like, you ruined it. I hate to say it, you ruined it. You should have had the island eventually, like, slowly move towards mainland and then attach to it. Now it's okay, well, it's a new country, like, attached to Africa, like.
So there's like a border.
Basically,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it becomes the world has to deal with this
Right,
again.
right, right.
And like, that's the only way I feel like they could have kept it around. But once they made it so separate to the point that they're like, all right, different planet.
Yeah.
It was like
The mutants
done.
own
I wonder,
Mars
I wonder if
now.
Hickman was like, how far can I get the mutants?
I legit
away?
think he was probably like,
Was it-
I'm gonna just push.
I thought Hickman was off of it by the time
He's been
they
off
got
of it
to
now, but
Mars.
he made a reco.
Yeah, but I thought.
Hold on, did he make a Racco as in the world?
Yeah, I
or
was
the
gonna say.
planet?
I thought Hickman was off of it before they got to Mars, and they were like,
Yeah.
mutants now. We're calling.
He
it
got off at
Araco.
Inferno. I don't know when Mars
Okay,
happened around
so
Inferno.
right after, I think. No, was Inferno before the first Hellfire Gala?
I think so.
Then it was after because the
No,
first
he did the
Hellfire.
first Hellfire Gala. He did that.
Okay, so he colonized Mars.
Yeah, because that's the one where Magneto got accused of killing Polaris.
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Okay.
Yeah.
She's still dead?
No,
No,
she
no.
didn't
She
even
fixed
die
it.
in that.
Got
Yeah, yeah.
better.
She got better, and she mixed with
She
an
didn't even get
older
bad.
version of herself or something. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
Something
it
like
was
that. It was
something
something weird.
real.
She
And then
been
she's
around
not.
a while.
And then she's not a mutant. Okay, just
is
we're all
true.
clear. She's not a mutant.
It's true.
That way they can still use her. in the
She's
MCU.
now Inhuman. No, I'm just kidding.
Although now they can use her either way.
Yeah, they can.
They owed it all.
But yeah, no, the X-Men. Krakoa was fun. Araco was
I think
fun.
it had some good stories.
But that being said,
It finally broke the X-Men mold because my
They dried
complaint
it
with the
out.
X-Men has been the same stories on loop for the most part.
yeah,
Well, that's all comics.
on it.
No, but you can push some things forward. Like I think Batman has moved forward quite a bit in 20 years or so. You know what I mean? Like we still get back to the mansion, back to the basics, but like Alfred's still dead. You know, Damien's around. Damien's only been around for 15 years. Damien's not.
And
hasn't
it's
been
the same story. He gets mad, fights Batman.
I was like, that Damien story is Damien is a different
goes off the
argument
path.
from Batman because Damien can't seem to get older than 13.
Right.
Even when John gets aged up, Damien is still 13. So like some characters have had some character development, but the X-Men I've always felt is the most egregious with the constant loop of the trying to tell the exact same story
I will say,
until the Krakoa era.
right, Krakoa. The good thing, another good thing about Krakoa is they removed X-Men from the world progressing. The X-Men dealt with like their own prejudice or whatever like that on the island. and-
Awesome hedonistic lifestyle.
Exactly. And just like the generic, you go into another place, they're going to want to kill you. Like that was it. But they did, like the world has gone through woke culture and stuff like that. So it will be kind of interesting to see the X-Men in this newer day and age because it will be like, it would be cool to see if like Moira dies, gets rebirthed, she is aware of the other timeline and kind of watches and goes, wait, so if I didn't make Krakoa, we like they might have actually gotten more used to us and okay with that.
Yeah.
Like kind of in like a different
Yeah.
direction of people are kind of warming up to the idea even. And it could be cool. Do I think they're going to do that? Probably not because they'll go back to the exact same stories they always do.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of good
There's
potential.
a senator
there.
trying to get everyone against mutants. It's not Stryker, it's Riker.
It's Stroker.
Hey, Senator Stroker, we think you should change your name.
No.
No, I'm
Yeah,
proud of
stroke
the
him.
Stroker name.
Elect me and I'll stroke us to the White House.
I will stroke
Stroker. Stroker.
Stroker. I hardly know her.
There we go.
When I get elected, I will stroke my constituents. You can believe that.
This is why we're never going to elect you. Sorry.
I would never run for office of anything.
Of anything?
Of anything. I don't even want to be like class treasurer.
You should run for your HOA.
I don't have an HOA.
Oh,
Oh,
I bet you do.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in a metro district. The town. You don't know what that is. I don't know
No,
what
I
you
have one.
owed.
I have one.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
The town
Metro.
takes care of everything. They don't do shit. We can't even get the snowplows to go through our neighborhood.
Well, as you can tell, they don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
miles
yeah,
either.
yeah.
Hey,
Such
don't go
bullshit.
anywhere.
All right, so X-Men, and we'll talk about Spider-Man when in a couple weeks when we get more issues with Spider-Man because
Of Ultimate, yeah.
I loved Ultimate, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong because you read it.
You're wrong. I can just assume.
Nothing truly happened. It just set up what's going to be.
Well,
amazing.
yeah. It was a setup. It was the number one.
Yeah,
Of course,
and
it was a
that's fine.
setup issue.
But
yeah.
there was no big reveal. There was
At
no
least it
big
didn't
surprise.
take the original Ultimate Spider-Man route of doing 5 issues before anything happened. Because they could have gone that route very easily.
They still can.
Yeah, that's true.
That he technically we saw the outfit in a silhouette. He still might not wear it,
Yeah. We saw Green Goblin
but for a panel,
Yeah.
they still might not wear it.
trying to blow up Fisk. Fisk's awful in every universe, apparently. There's not one where Fisk is cool.
Hey, temporarily
Or
he was.
not-
he was
if not
If
cool,
we
but
had
good.
a Fisk, like one of those Sabretooth
Fisk
Wars
versus-
where he just went to get different Fisks,
Just
it would
a
just be the same
punch.
person
Yeah.
30,000 times.
But one of them is Michael Clark Duncan.
I mean, Fisk wasn't doing too poorly at the Krakoa thing. He was a part of it.
No?
Now he runs the Hellfire Gala.
Yeah.
Hellfire Club,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, they run the gala.
Did you read the newest issue of Amazing Spider-Man?
Gang War? I'm pretty sure I did.
You told me to write it, so.
Then I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I only have you write. The only time I don't know. Sometimes I have you write things, but normally I've read it before I tell you to.
Because
do
in
it.
that one, he's like, I'm done with being evil.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
since the X-Men, he's been kind
not,
of like,
but-
after trying to rule New York,
Yeah.
which was only like 2 months ago,
Yeah, but he's been trying to rule New York for like 40 years.
and he finally got it, and it was like, saying all cracked up to me.
Isn't that fun at all? I was also mayor for a week and a half. I made vigilantes illegal, even though they were already illegal.
I like that right
That's what
now.
I don't understand about that. Hold on, the whole what is it? What's the what's the actual act called? I forget now. Anyway, but basically it was like I'm gonna make vigilantes illegal in New York. That's already a thing. Like vigilantism is illegal.
What I'm enjoying about that is following Devil's Reign. The law is still in place.
yeah.
But only in Miles' book. Have you noticed that?
Well, no, he deals with the Cape Killers the most, but technically it
Yeah.
is.
Oh no, technically it's still in
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
But everyone's
That's the only
running
one they
around-
bring it up.
Yeah,
in.
it's only bringing it up in Miles.
Yeah.
Like every Spider-Man's over here, She-Hulk's over here, and Miles is like, "They're still chasing me."
It was in Thunderbolts for a while.
That's true. Yeah.
Because then he was like, Spectrum, can you lead this? She's like, no. Crap, fine. Hawkeye. Can you do this for me?
Like I find that so weird that the Cape Killers are constantly chasing Spider-Man Miles,
Yeah.
but not Spider-Man Peter.
Well, yeah, you got to work your way up.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that one's red
also-
on his suit. That's probably hiding blood.
Also,
the black
technically-
one, I can see there's no blood.
Also, technically, Miles is mainly
The minority?
situated in. Well, no. If you look at the Cape Killers, they're mostly what is
Also
Hightail is
minorities.
Hightail is Latina. Gust, I think, is black. What is Mac? Mac Gargan. He's white. I think he's white.
I think
Scorpion.
I think so.
Scorpion
Max
is white.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are like the three that keep chasing Miles. But
Well, yeah, you gotta
he's-
have diversity.
Miles is mostly situated in Brooklyn, so it's a smaller area to cover.
So they're
That's
like,
fair.
once we
Yeah,
get
that's
once we get
actually-
Brooklyn,
yeah.
once we get Brooklyn, then we'll expand.
Because like Spider-Man, Peter
then Agent
Parker
Gao just
is,
showing up all
is
the time.
mostly Manhattan. That's a
Yeah.
larger stretch.
okay,
That's true. Yeah, 100% I will agree with that.
I do like, and it was Miles 14 where like they got She-Hulk on the phone, and she's like, "No, the
Oh,
mayor
they just start.
deputized
They
him."
just start arguing.
yeah, and then Misty and Colleen Wing get arrested.
yeah. Well, they're not deputized technically.
Wait, okay, hold on.
Did you not know that?
Can we just quickly comment that the vigilantes are legal when they're deputized?
Deputized, yeah.
Luke Cage is the mayor capable of
Why
deputizing.
doesn't he just deputize everybody?
He knows all the heroes
that's a
and
good point.
vigilantes. What the? Even
They're-
made a team.
I already see the paperwork coming across Luke's desk. where He's
Yeah.
like, "All right, so we got Miles out. Cool. Oh, I forgot Misty and Colleen." Done. he's got a deputy stamp.
There's probably some legality where the
He's
mayor
like, I
can't
can
just
do 6 a
randomly
month.
deputize people.
Permanently.
Yeah, I don't. There's got to be
It's actually a
some.
subscription service.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
they are.
And
They're not
They
on.
can
They're
afford
not
it.
on the Patreon. Is
Yeah.
the problem?
They're not getting early access to legalization.
Yeah, there's got to be some legal.
Can we mention though that the new Miles run apparently has made Carnage one of his main villains. Mac Gargan is his buddy. His sidekicks are now.
I
Misty
do like.
and
I
Colleen
do like
Wing.
his interactions with Matt Gargan.
Mark
I'm not
is
gonna
good.
lie.
Mac is good. I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I like how they're constantly like, we gotta fight. Oh well,
But
now we gotta team
and
up.
Rhino. Do
Yeah,
you remember the
Rhino.
one with
Yeah,
Rhino?
yeah,
I
Rhino.
loved the one with Rhino.
But I love that like his side characters have become Misty and Colleen.
Well, they're like teaching him because
Kind of.
Peter was being a dick
Well,
because
yeah.
of Zeb Wells.
Which I love that they confronted that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It was like
but so Miles kind of went with Misty and Colleen to kind of like train him to actually like
But who-
be a better hero.
I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
I'm a big
I like
fan
that they're
because
back.
but they're also finally putting Miles into the path to become Spider-Man that he kind of should have been in first, that Peter went through of had someone teach him how to fight. Because, I mean, when he lost Spider Sense, Daredevil taught him to fight.
Yeah.
Like different sidekicks, working with the different villains. Personally, I think Carnage going over to be his villain is perfect because now you can keep Venom over there. You can keep Carnage over here. You don't have to worry about that,
Always having a
symbiotes
crossover.
always getting
Yeah,
in
yeah.
like their whole tiff or whatever.
Well, I feel like they're actually fixing my biggest complaint with Miles, which is where Miles just didn't have his own identity. He would always
Exactly.
fight Peter's villains.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And he still is, but now Scorpion's basically a Miles character.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin is now Miles.
Pretty much
villain.
Miles only had like Prowler, which was also a Spider-Man villain at
Yeah.
one point.
Yeah, and they just made it into a Miles villain,
yeah,
and now
yeah.
Prowler's back.
Yeah.
You know, Aaron couldn't stay good for long. And I like how he's fighting Miles, and the
that's a
whole thing
different
is like,
villain.
you just don't understand, young blood. And it's like,
While they're fighting.
yeah, while they're fighting,
But
like,
you're not explaining it.
and Prowler, you're not saying anything. You're just telling him he doesn't understand.
Yeah, you just don't get it.
I'm like,
That's what I always tell the police when I'm fighting them. You guys just don't understand.
I'm not gonna explain what
I
I'm doing.
need this candy bar I stole.
All right. Well, I
For
think
some
that's
reason that just reminds me, random side story.
Oh, yeah, 'cause we've
Have
been
you
on topic.
I know. Have you guys ever seen that clip of the woman who calls the cops because someone stole her drugs?
Oh,
that
yeah,
she
I've
was
seen that.
trying to sell to them.
They stole
And
my-
she's like, she stole the meth, and he's like,
So you're telling me?
so you're telling me you were trying to sell meth to someone?
Well, I was trying,
and
but they stole it.
and like the person's over there just laughing her ass
Yeah.
off.
It is really the perfect crime.
It's so funny. But first,
Oh,
you're
Moon-
mentioning the
that
cops.
reminds me,
I
that
just
reminds me
thought
when
of
like
that.
Reacher shows up to that same drug group.
I said that
twice.
to Edith's like, why does he keep going to that same drug dealer? I was like, because I can't report it.
He knows where they are.
Yeah, you take
They're
their
on the
guns, you
same
take their
course.
money. What are they gonna do about it? Oh, Moon Knight ended really good. I was telling you about that, and I don't think you.
Yeah, I
don't
need
know
to.
if you
I
read
need to
it, yeah.
finish it because I know kind of how it ends because I read a news article for the start of the next one.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
really
I haven't
need
read the
to
start of the
'cause
next one yet.
Jed, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like
Jed
because
McKay?
I also Jed McKay.
Do you know
'cause
he's writing Avengers?
I did.
I was
It's
just
on
about to
issue
say.
9, and I didn't know.
Yeah, it was.
They're on nine.
Yeah, they're already
I
on
read
issue.
one and I was like, "This is really good. I'm going to try and follow this." Clearly, I didn't.
It's on 9. The first volume's coming out.
Which I will say, I actually have learned that I can go a really long time thinking I read something recently.
Oh, we've had that happen multiple
because
times.
I
But it's been months.
I know. I
or
went
years.
into webtoons because I enjoy reading webtoons. We're eventually going to do Webtoon Story or Dan Tunes. We're still working on names.
We're
Anyway,
workshopping the
We're
names.
workshopping the names. We're workshopping the names.
like
but webtoons with it.
Tune doesn't sound good at all.
Someone in chat said it, and I was like,
just sounds like maybe
and
it's
we
your
were-
last name, but it's like spelled
I mean,
weird.
to be fair, Dan the editor was my official name for the longest time for this channel.
Some people still know you as that.
Exactly. And anyway, point was I was going through for like, oh, let me see like how many I missed on these. I feel like I've probably have only missed a couple. I look at one of the ones I really enjoyed. 260 days ago.
it's a long time.
Okay,
why I
so
have
time to
them ping
catch
me.
up on this.
That's a long time.
Well, that's the thing is I would leave it to ping me, but for a while
then he ignores the pings.
Well,
He's like, how many pings do I have? Holy crap.
I
I
reached
get
the
that from
point that I
PlayStation.
kind
They're
of
like, you wishlisted 20 games. They're on sale.
They're all on sale.
I reached the
God,
point
oh, God.
though,
goes
where
all
I
my
wanted
money.
to read them in bulk. Like
Sure,
it
yeah,
became
yeah,
a like, oh crap, they keep leaving on such heavy cliffhangers that I kind of want to go through a bulk and then hit a cliffhanger and be like,
I
okay
get that.
with that.
I get that.
And yeah, it turned out to be a lot longer, but I had a good bulk to read through.
Well, I'm going to close out today's comics experiment. This was a fun return to form.
Yeah.
I guess all we needed to make this funny, Andy,
Form.
was have no topic.
Yeah. Just talk.
I mean,
Apparently.
we did that anyway.
Yeah,
It
but
was
now,
like Spider-Man, right? Let me
but
talk
now we
about
don't have to
something else.
force ourselves back to the topic.
What were we talking about? I think it was Spider-Man.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This is meant for Patreon and YouTube membership, so I don't really need to promote it. But if you want early access because you watched this go live, and absolutely, that's where you can find it. Patreon and YouTube memberships. I don't know how early it goes there. Dan figures that out.
I have nothing to do with it. Don't at me.
Andy didn't even know to show up today until yesterday when I was like,
No,
hey,
last week.
we're doing the podcast.
Yeah, last week.
Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time right here.